At the top tonight, an effort by top officials with U.S. Customs and Border Protection to tout what they say are tougher policies along the border with Mexico, policies that they say have led to a major decrease in the number of people trying to get into this country illegally. Our James Ayala traveled to McAllen today, where those officials held a news conference today. James?
According to the Department of Homeland Security, the Rio Grande Valley remains the busiest sector in the country, ranking first in seized cocaine, marijuana, and border crossings. According to the Customs Protection and Border Patrol, January marked the 8th month in a row of declining illegal border crossings. The last time that many months of decline happened was 1992. About 40% of illegal immigrant apprehensions take place in the Rio Grande Valley. International cooperation with governments in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras have resulted in reductions in illegal migration.
Arriving with a child does not guarantee you will be allowed to stay. Claiming asylum does not guarantee you will be allowed to stay while your case is processed. Those who attempt to enter the U.S. illegally will be detained and removed. We're strictly applying our immigration laws, and the era of catch and release is over.
Now, immigrants who are in fear of returning to their country are still being protected by migrant protection protocols, receiving protection from the Department of Homeland Security while they await their approval or denial into the United States. As for an update on the border wall, the Trump administration has built more than 127 miles, all of it with new technology that assists law enforcement with illegal activity. Another 213 miles is currently under construction, and 414 miles are in pre-construction phases. Joe?
All right, James, thank you. There's word tonight that